Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. I wanted to talk about something that I've talked about before, and that is the topic of thin privilege. I knew I wanted to talk about it because it's a thing that people talk about. So I just Googled thin privilege, and one of the first articles to pop up is an article from Everyday Feminism. So that's a good thing. So it's just a list of some examples of thin privilege. And I'm going to go over as many as I can before getting too upset. So we'll see if I agree with any of them, if I think they are actual genuine examples of thin privilege. Number 1, you're not assumed to be unhealthy just because of your size. I feel as though when you use the word assume, it's almost like there's no grounds for that assumption. When you look at someone who is pretty big, it's a fair assumption, because it's based in fact, that they're probably unhealthy, because it's very difficult to be healthy at such a large size. Your size is probably not the first thing people notice about you, in parentheses, unless you're being thin shamed, which is the opposite of fat shaming. I think one of the first things everyone notices about everyone is their size. It encompasses the whole person. So I think that most people, that's the first thing that everyone notices about you, whether you're big or small or in between. And if someone says, oh, the first thing I noticed was your eyes, they're lying. It was your body shape. Number 3, when you're at the grocery store, people don't comment on the food selection in your cart in the name of trying to be helpful. I spend a lot of time in grocery stores. It's one of my favorite places to go. And I can tell you, in my 20-some years of going to grocery stores, I have never seen another person commenting on another person's groceries to them. Never. This has happened. I'm admitting to it. I have seen a large woman with her rather large children, who are significantly young, but significantly large, with a cart full of only processed food. And I have turned to the person I am with when that family leaves, told the person that I am with, it makes me sad when I see a parent buying that stuff for their kids. That makes me sad, and I think it's child abuse. Any comments are happening internally. You can expect to pay reasonable prices for your clothing. I always love hearing things about clothing, especially the price of clothing. I have a degree in that, so I can actually use some expertise, use my degree that I spent 3 years slaving over to debunk this. Here's why. Fabric costs money. Okay, it costs the manufacturer, the company, the designer, it costs them all money. So when you have to make clothing that is larger, meaning you are using more fabric, the company and the production team are spending more money on more fabric. Therefore, it is translated into the cost, the retail cost of that garment, which means, yes, you as the consumer will be paying more because you are getting more, because there is more of you to cover, which means more fabric. Also, there's a lot of other finances that are taken into consideration when it comes to the wholesale cost of garments. Not only are you paying, and this goes for all garments across the board, regardless of size, you are not only paying for the fabric you are buying, but you are paying for the waste, the leftover. Not every inch of fabric is used, and so that is called waste, and you have to pay for it because the production team, the company paid for it. They paid for that bolt of fabric, but they might only be able to use a certain amount in the production of the shirt that you are wearing. Therefore, you pay for the waste. You also are paying people's salaries. You are paying the production team. You are paying the pattern maker. You are paying the people who make the fabric, not just the people and the factories who make the garment, but you're paying for the production of the fabric itself. I can get into all of the details, all of the factors that play a part in the pricing of things, but I won't because it's a lot, it's a long list. It's not unreasonable for larger clothing to cost more. It's because you are getting more for your money. You can expect to find your clothing size sold locally. I'm going to speak from personal experience. My body is weird. It's beautiful. My body is beautiful. Whatever. It's not proportionate, okay? My top is extra small to small. My waist is a small. And my hips, well, they're just not. Okay. So to find pants that fit my size, it does not exist. Finding my size is actually impossible when it comes to pants and dresses as well, especially fitted dresses, because you gotta take into consideration the hips. The other thing is more and more clothing stores are catering to larger people because the national average size is getting larger because the majority of the population is getting larger. As a larger human being, probably have a higher chance of finding your size nowadays because it's the more common size. You can expect to find clothing in the latest styles, colors, instead of colorless, shapeless, outdated styles meant to hide your body. Again, not going to get into it. More and more trendy stores are catering to larger people, which means they are making the exact same cute stuff in larger sizes, so therefore anyone can wear the cute stuff. You don't receive suggestions from your friends and family to join Weight Watchers or any other weight loss program. Yeah, because usually smaller people don't need to lose weight. Okay, this isn't a thin privilege. This is just like, why would you tell someone who has no need to lose weight to lose weight? When you go to the doctor, they don't suspect diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or other weight-related diagnoses as the first most likely diagnosis. So doctors spend a lot of time in what we call the education system, where they become qualified to be doctors. And through that qualification process, they learn to look for certain signs of illness in people, and that includes weight, and they would do the same thing for a emaciated, extremely underweight person as well. Physical appearance can tell doctors a lot. And if you come in complaining of certain symptoms, and then when they see you, and they're like, oh, okay, put two and two together, I think I know what's going on here. Yeah, it's called they're the professional, and maybe you should listen to them. You don't get told you have such a pretty handsome face, implying if only you'd lose weight, you could be even more attractive. Or you're pretty / handsome, and your face is pretty and / handsome. Could just be that. You're not the brunt of jokes for countless numbers of comedians. There are comedians who make jokes about people of all sizes, shapes, and sizes. They don't discriminate. Someone called me a gym bro, and it was like the most exciting thing ever, but like, I make fun of gym bros all the time. Like, you can be something and laugh at that thing too. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to find things humorous, even at the expense of yourself. Airlines won't charge you extra to fly. You pay for a seat. If you take up more than one seat, you need to pay for that seat. Yeah, of course airlines won't charge a smaller person extra because there's nothing extra to pay for. This is not privilege. Privilege is given to someone for something that they can't change. It's like they were just born that way and they get special treatment because of it. Thin privilege is not that. It's not a privilege. because weight is something that you can change. They just want to be handed special treatment and exclude other people. You know, if you want to be included in all of this, everyone needs to be treated equally. But you're not asking for people to be treated equally. You're just asking for special treatment and handouts for yourself. You are not perceived as looking sloppy or unprofessional based on your size. If you look sloppy and if you look unprofessional and you look like you don't take care of yourself, yeah, it's going to be presumed that you are sloppy and you're unprofessional because you are putting that out to the world. It has nothing to do with your size. You can eat what you want, when you want, in public, and not have others judge you for it or make assumptions about your eating habits. These people are spending way too much time thinking the world cares about them. If you are feeling judged because of what you're eating in public, that's on you. That's something going on internally with you, and you need to figure out why you feel embarrassed. You can walk out of a gas station with a box of donuts and not have people yell at you to lay off them donuts, fatty. This actually happened to one of my friends. I highly doubt it. Mean people will hide behind a keyboard and call you all sorts of names and insult you every which way. But if you were to meet that person on the street, you would just pass by them and they would not say a single word to you. So I don't think that actually happened. Sorry if it did. People don't ask your partners what it's like to have sex with you because of your size. Who are you hanging out with? You're more likely to get a raise or promotion at work than someone who is fat. If one person does their job, shows up on time, puts forth effort, is good at delegating, good at leadership, good at working as a team, if it's like a team job, and another person isn't, the person who is, exemplary, they merit a raise. The person who is lazy and doesn't try and doesn't put forth effort and does a half-assed job, they're not going to get a promotion. A promotion has to do with how a job is done. If you happen to be overweight and you suck at your job, you're not going to get a promotion. Not because of your weight, but because you suck at your job. The media doesn't describe your body shape as part of an epidemic. It's not your body shape that's the epidemic, it's the obesity. You can choose to not be preoccupied with your size and shape because you have other priorities. You won't be judged. We live in a world where whether you are a size 0 or a size 30, you're going to be judged. Probably not even on your body shape. Could be your hair, could be your ears, could be your big toe, your elbow, knees. People will find something to judge you about. We live in a cruel world. People who point out the thin privilege of others, they're so preoccupied with finding the problem out there because that means they don't have to look inward. At the end of the day, those 22 examples of thin privilege are not privileges at all, because those things anyone can have. Like, that's the thing. Weight is something you can change. Therefore, there are no privileges granted to people of certain weights. So if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you agree with me on any of the points that I made, or maybe you see things a little bit differently, or you completely disagree with me, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. So be sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And a big thank you to everyone, all the new subscribers. Welcome and thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and I will see you next time. Bye!